grief with the death sentence.
Plead no more, merchant of Syracuse. I won't disobey the law of Ephesus. The violence of the governor of your city against our merchants, who lost their life because they didn't have money to pay his life. Made us seal with that blood his severe ruling. We shall have no mercy. We determine in solemn assembly to forbid commerce with towns that are hostile to us. Therefore, if someone from Ephesus is seen in a fair or market at Syracuse, or if a Syracusan comes to the bay of Ephesus, his goods will be confiscated, and he will die, unless he has 1,000 marks to pay his fine and save his life. And your goods, sir, even if valued generously, do not amount to 100 marks. Thus, according to the law, you are condemned to die.
It comforts me to know that when the sentence is carried out, both this day and my grief will come to an end.
Well, Syracusan, tell us why you left your country, and what brought you to Ephesus.
You impose upon me the heaviest of tasks. Nonetheless, for the world to understand the reason that brought me here, I describe as much as my sorrow will allow. I was born in Syracuse. There, I married a woman who loved me as much as I loved her, except that our fate wasn't hers. At first, I lived with her, enjoying my constant trips to Abu Dhabi, kept our wealth growing. The death of my administrator, however, and the need to take care of my estate drew me away from her. A few months later, she decided to join me, and she gave birth to 2 male twins. They were so alike, they couldn't be distinguished from each other. At the same time and in the same place, another woman gave birth to another couple of male twins. Since that woman and her husband were extremely poor, she decided to join me and raise all the boys together. My wife was so proud of her sons that she insisted we return home. It wasn't long before he accepted, and we sailed. When we were a league away from Epidaurus, the wind began to move the ocean and the wheel in the sky darkened. We felt we were facing an imminent death. We lost all hope for the sailors to be only bold to save themselves and abandon us in the sinking ship. My wife fastened one of her boys and one of the servant twins to one side of an additional mast, such as seamen provide for storms. At the other side, I did the same with the other two. Then, my wife and I fastened ourselves at each end of that mast. We threw ourselves into the sea, and the stream took us to Corinth. Finally, the waters eased. The sun dispersed the fog, and its light revealed 2 ships, one from Corinth and the other one from Epidaurus. But before the ships came near us, I can't go.
Please continue. For even if we cannot forgive you, at least we can have compassion for you.
I wish the gods had compassion for us then, so I wouldn't be calling them merciless now. When the ships were about 10 leagues from us, we encountered a mighty rod that split the mast in half. The half that bore my wife was fastly carried away by the wind because it was lighter. Fishermen from Corinth took them up. The other ship rescued us. And if it hadn't been so slow, we would have been able to draw near the one from Corinth and rescue the rest of my family. We lost them forever. You have just heard the manner in which happiness was taken from me. And as you can see, through misfortune, my life is only prolonged to tell this sad story.
What has happened to them and to you since then, merchant?
When the son I raised turned 18, he began to ask about his brother and insisted that his servant, whose case is similar, accompany him in his quest, and they left. 2 years later, I realized that while he saves the one I missed so much, I risk the loss of whom I dearly love. I have spent 5 years looking for my son, journeying around Greece and wandering the borders of Asia, until I lost all hope of finding him. I came upon Ephesus when I was sailing back home. So life must end now, and I would happily die if I only knew one of my sons was alive.
Unhappy Aegeon. If it wasn't against our laws, my soul would take your side. And to prove this, although I cannot reverse your sentence, I'll try to help you. I grant you this day to seek acquaintances in Ephesus, and beg or borrow the amount you need to save your life. Otherwise, you'll have to die.
Hopelessly I go. I don't know anybody here. My death is temporarily delayed.
Is that you my wife? You might have come here before.
How do you dare to call me wife? Get out of here, you romantic coward!
Is she talking about your virility?
I don't think we'll have a meal, and certainly we are not welcome here.
They must be hiding something they don't want us to see.
That's right! Your wife maintains warm inside when you get cold outside. There's nothing worse than another man in your place.
Go and get me something! I want to break it!
If there's any breakable thing in here, what is going on? Stop moving the door, man! And open up! My master is on the street! You know, he's threatening you because you're outside. Come on, let us put down that door! If there's anything breakable in here, that will be that brainless head you have. I will open as soon as...
You like another woman? So be discreet. Disguise your false love with simulation. Do not allow her to read the truth in your eyes. Be sweet. Talk to her correctly. And if you decide to be unfaithful, mask your vice with a thick layer of virtue. Appear sincere.
Sir, I'm your prisoner until he returns.
Sure, he was a foreigner. At least for once he saw the truth. I remind him of your responsibilities towards you. What did he say? That the lover was asking for you. He was asking of me. How did he try to persuade you with words that could have moved my heart if they had been honest? First, he praised my beauty. Then my speech. Did you try to appeal to him? Calm down, Adriana. I beg you. I can melt and I will not calm down. If my heart is not going to be relieved from this pain, my tongue will make it up for it. He's screwed, deformed, old and bitter. His face and body are repulsive. Beauty is completely absent from him. He's arrogant and self-centered. He's not at all what he thinks he is. Why then be jealous of such a monstrosity?